Birthday people, I see you.
Somebody point to the birthday.
All right. That's all right. My birthday passed already. Yeah, it doesn't matter. So I'm in my 58th year. So 56 was February 6/11. Everything is going to collapse and be ripped away from you, and change is going to happen. 57, which is 5 and 7, is 12 year. That is the time that everything that was ripped away is going to 56 is going to become even more intense, and things are going to start really but you're going to be pushed to a point where you're going to be understanding a lot more about this existence and what is happening. And then now I'm in my 58th year. This is September 18th. 58th year is 5 and 8 is 13. That's a very spiritual number. 12 disciples, 13, one Jesus. 13 full moons. Not months. Should be months, but it's really full moons. And here it's full moons. It's months for the Mayan culture. It wasn't for the Gregorian culture. They instead forced the 12-month year on you that makes you all confused and dizzy. 31 days, 28 days. Which one? Which one do we use? I don't know. Is this a leap year? Well, the Mayan calendar was 13 full moons, 13 months, 28 days each in those months, and then one day out of time. And that one day was the day that everything was everything came put back together. So that's part of my that's my life. Reincarnated life was a Mayan. So that's the one that's a civilization that really more than any other ones that I've been in, really comes in with lots of information. Sorry. So as an update, my car battery was dead again. So I slept in the car last night at the hotel, right across from the room that couple was staying in, that I was talking about in my last video. And I got into a little heated argument with him. It came out, but regardless, again, and then if in this outside world here, you meet people and then you kind of give them the benefit of that, but you always got to keep an eye on whether they're being truthful or there's something happening behind the scenes. That's not something that I would normally do when I was in the normal society, the working class society, because there you do it somewhat. Maybe in the somewhere, maybe if you're going to if you're going to a bar or something, or whatever it is, or you just but that runs prevalent through the poverty class, and in abundance actually, because of the fact that money is necessary, and the poverty class watches everyone, have so much more than them. And everyone really doesn't mean every poor person. It's every class above them having more of what they want. So of course, after a while, it's like either you accept that you can't have those things, and you can only look at them and cheer other people getting them, that you consider that they made you believe is more important than you, and then. At the rage point, you just people go out and just get the stuff that they need, regardless, and take the risk of getting arrested or killed or whatever else happens. So I did finally, a friend, okay, I'm gonna say it, my sister Rose did come through for me and gave me the money to buy. After really saying, look, I don't have any other choice right now, and I'm not going to leave this car and get it towed away because I just paid $855 to get it out. So please, and she did. She lent me the money until I get it. And she gave me a gift card and a couple other things. So I thank her for that. If the roles were reversed, I would do more for her. But she's not really understanding what I'm doing. So in her mind, she's funding some kind of plant medicine. I'm going to call it plant medicine now instead of addiction. Plant medicine problem that he has. You're supporting somebody that's trying to show people something. And she doesn't understand that. I think a lot of people that watch these things that I do don't really understand why I do them, and they're probably like, why he was such a good sound healer. Why is he doing that now? Because the same spirit guides that pushed me to be a sound healer and guided me for those 8 years, and your creator, I got a serious download during that whole COVID scare about stopping that now and going on to something else that's much more important. Because that is healing one person at a time, and not everybody was healed because they were healed going out, but then they just went back to that same thing and they came back unhealed. So now I have to do what I'm doing now. Will it work? I don't know. That's up to the people. When I do a video, I get 200, the most usually 70, 80 views, and up to 300. And hey, my crystal ball meditation that I did 7 years ago, I posted, got 47,000 views. Well, somebody walks around with a camera and does a little dance with a thing, with music, but is an important. Either politician or actor or more so an athlete, like basketball, football. They do something and it's like, woo, 1.2 million views on that one, huh? Oh boy, what did he do? Okay. So, but this is what I was told and asked to do, and this is what they said I agreed to do coming down here. They say a lot of things about me too. They say about me, but they tell me that I as an Arcturian, I had the ability, and one of my abilities is to the civilization I'm going to go back down to try to help. I'm able to project myself into every probable future. And they said to me that I came back with a very, very hard, and this is what happens always at the end of these civilizations, a very hard to believe and maybe hard to grasp, but it's truth. I came back with only one possible way that this human civilization at this time will survive. Every other probability that I experienced, no matter what I had done, will fail, and the civilization will be wiped off. This living organism that you all share, supposed to be sharing equally. So that one probable future, that one that I experienced coming back, experienced and then came back and said, this is the only one, and that's the one that I'm living right now. I'm able to do that. I mean, as long as I fulfill what I need to do within this. And of course, I didn't remember any of this, and I don't remember any of this because I'm not supposed to. But at the same time, I'm being guided by my guides based on my souls, my elevated souls. And when I say elevated, I don't mean your soul, my soul is more important than yours. It's just that we're in another dimension. I'm trying to help you guys, and you guys are just too busy watching TV. So that one probable is the one that I'm living right now. So in every aspect, when I would decide to do something, or I decide maybe I shouldn't do this, if it's not in line with what I asked my guides to make sure that I follow, then they will strongly and forcibly tell me this is the way you need to do it. So as I get into these situations throughout the rest of this existence, in this lifetime, I will be forced to sometimes do the things that maybe everybody thinks is completely nuts and crazy, or not very sound heelish like, but it is what I need to do to try to save. And if at one point that thing that I was supposed to do, it's impossible for me to do, then still this probability that it's supposed to be what I'm following, that will be the salvation of this society, will also fail. It's a very tricky thing. I'm experiencing that timeline that I experienced, that was gonna succeed. Yet I can be thrown off of that same timeline by those that know this and want to make sure that me and others like me don't succeed. And why don't those people want to succeed in saving the civilization? Because they're not human. The billionaire class are, and anytime you get to that billionaire class, it's the metaphor of signing a contract with the devil. Is basically you're then removed. You're then an empathetic system as a human being is then removed. That feeling that you should be equal with everyone is then removed and replaced with a parasite's. You have some guys talking about parasite. Billionaires all have parasites. Yeah, they do, and that's what allows them to be continue raping the poor and knowing that they create poverty yet do nothing about it. So. Believe me or not, I don't care. This is what I'm doing. If it triggers any of you, just please go out there and try to see that and try to make a change. Do what I'm doing. Do whatever you need to do to get more people involved, because the larger group that we have that will finally say no, the more chances you have as a civilization to survive. Survive what you say? I already said it. I'm not going to repeat myself again. Whenever that date is, it's going to happen. And that date should not be even an option for you. So I got a battery for my car. Not a battery, no. Batteries is $199. This is a little portable starter. And unfortunately, it's about the battery drained. So even though I ran it for like about an hour, turned it off, didn't turn back on. And I ran it for another a little while, and I turned it off, it still didn't turn back on. And every time it doesn't turn back on, I have to take the little thing and start it with the little thing. So it's my little personal starter for the car. So So far, I've had it on for a while. I'm wasting a lot of gas. I know I'm wasting. God, shit's coming out of my, but there's nothing else I can do at this point. I don't have the money to buy a new battery. New battery is $199 compared to plus tax compared to the 84 for the little thing, and the 84 is all I could afford. And I didn't want to ask anybody else for any more money to do it. So it is what it is. Hopefully, maybe I'll run it for a while. I'll try again, but at least as long as I have that little battery pack and it's charged, that means I know I can start the car, with those things stuck to the battery. And it is what it is. I mean, the couple. If anybody ever saw Sid and Nancy, the couple reminds me a lot of Sid and Nancy. They're very the movie Sid and Nancy about Sid Vicious and his girlfriend, and they're very much like that. They're very much like homeless, but now they got money. So now they'll just stay up in a room for God knows how long, doing God knows what, over and over again. I'm not gonna say because I don't want people to judge them because they're doing the things that they have to do. Their souls are working through the things they have to do. Maybe this will shake them up and get them out and get their souls elevated out of here because nothing that you're going to show them, not your education, not your pharmaceuticals, not your anything else that your media, your governments, none of those are gonna make them allow them to escape that cycle of slavery. So that it comes back in as poverty and just creates more and more poor. See where has been such a growth in our civilization? It's always the poor class because the wealth class is always about the same, maybe a little bit less, and the middle class is always the same, a little bit less, but the poverty class always expands. So with souls coming in here, they're just thrown into the poverty class and then left there. And even as you unless you're part of that okay, you're going to be a good house slave. And then you're going to be a perfect billionaire, but you're going to have a parasite stuck to the side of your neck, controlling everything you do, because you no longer have that empathy that you should have. So where they all go into, and that's why you have 7 billion poor. Maybe the billionaire class has risen slightly. From I think it was 10 years ago. I think I had counted like 1,200, 1,300. Now there's about 2,000. But no matter what. They're the problem. So this is what I do. Sorry. Anytime I check out. This is what we do. For me, it's raining. I can't do anything outside really. I don't feel like getting wet. I got my car. Car's running. Hopefully I have enough gas for the rest of the 3 weeks. They have to go through this. Trying to figure out where I'm going to get money. But then as soon as I get that money, it's already given out and spent to people. Borrowed. I have to pay the insurance. I've got to pay the car bill. I've got to pay my phone bill. I got to pay, and all these is like I missed maybe a month here, so there's going to be double next month, and then whatever else I borrow from the future. That's what you create. You create this slave mechanism that has to go out and find this imaginary paper and then use it to value their lives and then pay it out with it, because if you can't pay it out, then you won't get the things that you should be getting for free. Every human being should be getting everything that's created by every human being for absolutely free, right? Because that is how the body works. And if you don't want to accept that as being the way the human organism, the human consciousness that should work, then you know what? Then you're the problem, right? You're the cancer. Now imagine if the cells all of a sudden decide to go, I don't want to be the finger anymore. I don't want to be like that anymore. I don't want to be just here doing this anymore. Okay? And I'm going to decide where I go and what I do. How would the body be, man? There would be no fucking body. Get it? Or it'd be a cancer-ridden body, because that's what cancer cells do. Right? That's what cancer cells do. Yeah, so there is again, there's only one hope, that everything that they tell me of as information, giving me as information, that I as an Arcturian was able to project forward and into the probabilities of your future, and then find pinpoint the one, and this is the only one that's going to succeed, man. It's the only one, and that's the thing. There's only one choice. There's only one right way to do things. There's not a bunch of ways to succeed. There isn't. We want to believe that, but there isn't. There's only one way, and that thing just has no monetary value to it. And as long as it has no monetary value to it, like if I started writing books right now and made a whole bunch of money off of everything that I'm talking about, then it wouldn't work. So, the only way it's going to work is if I'm doing what I'm doing and continue, and everyone else that is part of the same the same group of higher dimensional beings that have come down to try to help you, as long as they succeed in there, and so it's just mapped out. It has to work. See, this is the thing. This is the only way. This is your rapture, the second coming of Christ, whatever the fuck you want to call the thing that's going to save you as a civilization. It's not out there. It's in you, and you got to do it. But it's not gonna. It's not. If it doesn't. If things aren't done the right way, it's just not gonna. It's just gonna veer off, and then the same thing is the same result. And why do the billionaire class want? Because they don't care. They're not gonna die and go back into the their soul's gonna be pulled into the procreation. Then civilization, they don't give a shit. They're just gonna hang out and wait until the next civilization is at the point where they're needed, and at that point, they're gonna destroy that civilization too. Yeah, that's the way it works, man. You believe me? Okay. If you don't believe me, you think I'm crazy, and okay, you think I'm crazy. I don't care, because when every single one of you that points their fingers at me are looking at their grave, they're not gonna know what's on the other side of that grave. Get it? So if you want to believe so strongly on the books that were written 2,000 years ago about the things that are gonna happen to you at your death, then you know what? Go ahead, man. Good luck with that. I'm telling you, all that shit's wrong. It is. And I don't care whether you believe me or not, but just believe the fact. Believe the fact that there is no way a civilization is going to continue feeding off of each other and still survive indefinitely, or for at least 100, 200,000 years. No fucking way. And if you, as a human soul, do not understand that coming in here, it's because that's been wiped out of you, and what you have left is this survival of the fittest, for profit, greedy, selfish, competitive bunch of suits, such apes in suits, man. That's what you are, apes in suits. And that's not taking away anything from the animal. That's saying that you as a human being have not evolved. The only thing that you evolved is the way you fucking dress. But as it is the survival of the fittest, then you're thinking the same thing as an animal trying to hoard something that and even them didn't put borders around things. I mean, they had in certain areas, but it's like, but they're animals. Apes in suits. That's yeah, I wouldn't mind playing some drums right now. I really wouldn't mind. Being at that out there, play my digit. I might maybe play a digit here. And one of the things that I did, I'll play the digit here. It sounds actually pretty good in here, from inside the car. If I sit back there, and I'll do that just to blow some time. But I don't know. Again, it's your choice whether to save the civilization or not. And if you think I'm crazy, then okay. And if you think I'm it's like, what am I gonna do about it? Okay. You can stop it. If you really thought about what I was saying, and really understood what I was saying, you could stop it. If enough human beings got up and said enough is enough, you could stop it and change that course. But unfortunately, they have you all tied into their boob tube, you all tied into that network of media and bullshit, praising the wealth class for giving you things that you wouldn't have had, instead of telling you the truth That the world class is creating your poverty and your problems, and everything that human beings go through is created by the fact that you have a monetary system and you value human life by that monetary system, as opposed to the priceless child of God that you are. Good luck with that. Yeah. Hope it works out for you.